Can we just talk about Batman all the time? Okay, other videos, I guess. What is happening, movie lovers, film buffs, and everybody else? I am David, of course, the film junkie, bringing you some movie news you can find on your own, but I'm gonna find it for you. Just the guy I am. I appreciate you guys clicking in, and hopefully you're watching some of the other videos of randomness that I'm doing, just talking about certain things. Obviously the big news with the Batman versus Superman thing, dream come true pretty much for this little kid's head, this little nerd right here. So I can't stop talking about it, so expect more videos of that, but let's talk some movie news. Tom Hiddleston. Yes, we all know who Tom Hiddleston is. He played Loki, of course, in Thor and the Avengers. Not going to be in Avengers 2 Age of Ultron. Now, a lot of people might gripe about this, but you gotta realize they can't just keep the same villain. They have to have a bigger villain in the second one, which is what Ultron is going to be. Even though they might be able to fit him in there somewhere, it looks like he's just gonna be absent. Even in a recent interview, he was asked about his absence in Avengers 2, and he just was very humble, very grateful that he was in the first one, he was part of the first one, and how amazing it was. And he understands that, you know, these characters need to fight a different villain, so he's perfectly okay with it. Doesn't mean he might slip in there as a cameo or something. That'd be kind of cool, but I guess we'll see what happens. And Tom, yeah, work on your Joker impression, because that role might be up for grabs in the next 5 years or so. And I could see you playing the Joker. Who agrees with me?
Sequels and prequels.
Fight Club sequel? It's gonna happen. Okay, not to get too excited, so just in case somebody out there is getting excited, what? Fight Club sequel? Hello? See, they get so excited they get marble math. Yes, there's going to be a Fight Club sequel, and no, it's not going to be on the big screen. Turns out that the writer, my favorite writer, and writer of the book, Mr. Chuck Palahniuk, is going to write a Fight Club sequel, but he's going to write it in a graphic novel format. Now, he also went on with his interviews telling us, you know, pretty much the plot of the story a little bit. Turns out it's going to be 15 years later after the first story, and, you know, Jack and Marla, they're living in suburbia hell, they're married, but, you know, living in suburbia hell, and after 15 years, their marriage has since dwindled. They also have a kid, and I guess the kid ends up getting kidnapped by a certain someone who lives deep inside someone else, and eventually being sold, bored, and everything comes back to the surface. And of course, you know who that is, Mr. Tyler Durden, Jack's alternate personality. So then the mayhem and mind fucking begins, and we have a whole new Fight Club kind of story, and I don't know where it's gonna go from there, but I'm pretty excited about it, and who knows, it might spawn an actual sequel in the movies, but who knows if the actors would actually return, because by that time, it will be 15 years later, or over 15 years later. Come on, Brad, flaunt those freaking abs that go up to your chin again and make me inferior as a man. Or at least feel that way.
Reboots and remakes.
The Butterfly Effect. Already getting a reboot. If you don't know what the movie Butterfly Effect is, it's that movie with Ashton Kutcher, Amy Smart, where he has the ability to travel through time without a device or anything. It's an interesting story, and then once he changes stuff in his past, it creates a butterfly effect, you know, and a butterfly flaps his wings on the other side of the world, a hurricane shows up on the complete other side, you know, that whole theory. Well, it looks like they're going to be doing a reboot because the co-writer of the original movie, because there was actually 2 sequels that went straight to video for some kind of reason. But yes, Eric Bress, who co-wrote the first one, he wants to write the full story, and he wants to take it, you know, somewhere differently, which I'm actually on board with because I really like the concept. I love movies that involve time travel, and especially this whole involuntary time travel. I actually wrote a short film, and actually a long one too, one time, about this kind of involuntary time travel stuff, and they can really do a lot with this concept. So I'm actually looking forward to it to see where they go with it. I mean, it could spawn a franchise for all we know. I doubt it, but as long as Ashton Kutcher ain't in it, I'm good. Now, if only they would do this with The Purge, you sons of bitches. Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. Time to get rebooted. Or remade. Yeah, remade. Looks like Kickboxer and Bloodsport are going to see remakes in the near future, and they're pretty much the same movie. I'm on board with this too. I mean, those were both like in the early 80s, mid to early 80s, you know, so why not? We could do it justice, a little more justice, but they're gonna have to find somebody who could really pull off that split kick. As well as the faces and growls that Mr. Van Damme made. Well, alright guys, that's all the movie news I wanted to talk about today. I appreciate you clicking in. Make sure you hit that like, thumbs up button if you like this video. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Well, I'm Dave, of course, your film junkie, and I brought you some movie news you could find on your own, but I found it for you. You're welcome.